Hi guys, สวัสดีครับ Hey Dennis.
What's up, everybody?
So, is this pronounced correctly, Dennis Tycoon?
Yes, Dennis
Okay.
Thaikoon.
Thank you so much.
You're
I'm
very
visiting
welcome.
your studio. I have so many questions for you. But first of all, can you do like a proper intro and
Sure.
kind of tell us about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Dennis Thaikoon. I've been in the music business for 15 years now. I started the first Thai hip hop group from Los Angeles in 2008 called Tycoon. Tycoon later signed with Titanium around 2010. And after that, we started a label called Bangbot, which signed one of the biggest, most viewed artists, Thai artists of all time, Ill Slick. And now I'm currently married to someone named Da.
Her name just happens to be Da.
Someone named Da. I don't know who she is, but
I don't think I know who she is. Too.
And we run a music label now called Bars Entertainment.
So you grew up in LA.
I grew up in LA in San Fernando Valley.
No.
Yeah.
What part of San Fernando?
Arleta.
Really?
Yeah.
I grew up in Chatsworth.
We neighbors.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you grew up were you born there, by the way?
Yes, I was born in San Fernando Valley, raised there in Arleta, very close to Wat Thai, the Thai temple in LA. Yeah. So I was went to school there too, in a Thai school, even though I didn't learn nothing in Thai school there, just but I can't read and write Thai though. I got to say that first, but I can speak it. I can understand it, mostly, but yeah, I can't speak it too clearly though.
As you can see, we're live because my cousin just walked in the back, just bombed us. Yeah, but it seems to be quite the norm if you're born in LA, and you live in the valley.
Yeah, you gotta go to Thai school
because I took the Sunday classes.
Yep, the Sunday class, the summer schools. Yep,
and I didn't speak Thai. I mean, as in like you learn Thai, but you don't really speak Thai until like it took me to cross over here to like force myself to speak Thai.
Yeah. Same. That's the same as me as well. I when growing up, my parents always spoke Thai to me, but I never responded in Thai back to them, so I didn't really get to train to speak, but I understood everything completely. Until I moved to Thailand, started doing music in Thailand. That's when I started speaking more Thai, living here, because I got to communicate, I got to learn how to order food and things like that. So I started using more Thai, and then it got better. So yeah, it's getting better, and I still want to learn though how to read and write. That's one thing that I'm gonna do. I said that I'm gonna learn the same time when I have my son.
Oh,
okay. We're gonna sit there and read the alphabet together. So we're gonna learn together.
I think it's gonna be by osmosis.
That
you're gonna be like catching up on your writing and in your reading. I probably fast tracked you by Dokbosi, but I didn't really use anything. Why do you think that is when you're brought up overseas, why you don't respond back in Thai?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too, because I was the same too.
Right. Yeah. I never thought about that. I think because it's the comfortability, I guess. Yeah. You're just so used to it. You use it so much on a daily basis, in life and everything, like every single day, and then it just never occurred to me to speak Thai to them back.
It's the same.
That is a strange thing. I realized that.
Because I realized it's also the same for like my nephews as well. Like when I go back to California to visit them, it's like they understand what I'm saying in Thai, but they don't respond back. And I'm thinking, wow, this is how I was when I was growing up.
Right. Yeah. Or maybe they're not confident too. That was another reason why too. I wasn't confident, and like I would say things and put my chat like it wasn't clear.
Yeah.
So then like I felt embarrassed, especially when you're a kid, I think. Yeah. So if it's not clear, then I wouldn't speak.
I think that's probably the reason why.
I'm still going through that in adulthood, man. My wife makes fun of me all the time. I mess up words all the time. But just as an adult, you just don't care no more. I'm like, screw it.
So when you started the first Thai rap group, were they rapping in Thai or in English?
So back in like the late 2000s, there was a like about 4 different Thai hip hop groups in LA at the time, right? And we randomly would hang out in Thai Town in Hollywood.
Mm,
In Thai town, there's like like late night bars, open and stuff like that in the Thai community in Hollywood in Thai town, and we would all congregate there, all hang out and drink, and then I seen there was like a few groups in the Thai hip hop community in LA, so I was like, you know what, let's have a meeting, why don't we all come together to make one group and push the Thai hip hop culture in LA,
right.
and then see what we can do. And then that's how Tycoon was basically formed, was just a bunch of Thai kids just wanted to be rappers, and yeah, that's basically how we formed as a group.
And the Thai kids who wanted to be rappers, when you guys came together, um, the music that you were making, was it in Thai or
So
in
some
English?
of the artists that were in the group like rapped 100% in Thai.
Oh wow.
Some did 50-50. Like me, I was like 90% English, 10% Thai. So, I try to put some Thai in there. That's the first
Right.
time I ever rapped in Thai too.
Oh wow.
Once I formed Tycoon, then I started rapping in Thai more, and I started learning more from them, because growing up, I didn't have a lot of Thai friends, to be honest. Like when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of Thai friends. I grew up around a lot of like Mexicans, Koreans, different nationalities. I didn't really grow up around Thai people. So I didn't have a lot of Thai friends until about 18. And then at that point, then I started hanging around the group more, and then learning more about how to speak Thai and different slang words and things like that, so, and swear words too.
Usually the swear words
Yeah,
come,
yeah,
they come first.
yeah.
They're the easiest to remember.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. And then
So basically having like an eclectic mix of different types of people in the group that you had, like you were
yeah,
rapping in Thai, you were rapping in English.
yeah, yeah.
So a lot of the lyrics where did it come from? Like it came from your stories.
Yes, they all. That's the thing about our group, was you always had to rap about your life experiences, what you
Mm,
what you went through in life, how you grew up, and a lot of the guys in the group actually, like, they grew up without a father. Almost majority
mm,
of them, I was the lucky one. I was like the only one that like really like grew up with a father figure in his life.
right.
Like everyone else like didn't really grow up with a father figure, and that made them make decisions to go towards like the street life and things like that, and choose the streets and join gangs, and in order to find like camaraderie and brotherhood and things like that, and with that lifestyle comes certain consequences, right? So
Yeah.
and we went through a lot growing up, a lot of us,
Yeah.
we went through a lot, especially with joining the street life and things like that, and getting involved with gangs early on in our life. But it was really music, to be honest, that saved us,
Yeah,
honestly.
well, music, for a lot of people out there, it's an outlet where it can heal you.
Yep.
And I think nowadays we're like in a in a generation where music, different genres have become very mainstream. So I thought this was like a perfect opportunity to have a talk with you, because when we look back at music, um a lot of the stories come from a place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to. They're supposed to. A lot of artists out there, a lot of, they be lying, they be capping in their raps. So I teach a lot of my own artists. I say, hey, speak about your life. You don't have to come from the streets to have a story. You don't have to come from the streets or live a lot of these kids nowadays, in from what I've seen, is they rap about makeup stories, like they see it on TV or on YouTube, and they want to live that life, but really they're not about it, so I tell all my artists, don't rap about things that you've never been through. First and foremost, stay true to who you are. There's everybody has struggles in life, speak about it. You don't have to live a street life to be a tough guy, what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean? Like that's the message that I teach to these young kids, like especially like the ones that like the younger artists that like
Yeah.
look up to me. I tell them all the time, like, just be true to yourselves, tell your story, tell the world your story. Everybody has a story in life. Everybody has a story, and speak it in the raps. This is your medium, this is your outlet to let the world know about your story, and just stay true to yourself as an artist.
Yeah, I think that's the key word, being true and staying true. And I guess that's an extension of where you are now with your
Yes.
label.
Yep.
And the label is not just a label in like creating artists, it's actually being able to mentor them too.
Yes, absolutely. And that was the mission that me and Da had when we started Bars Entertainment. Well, first Bars, Bars means like, when you write music, you write it inside the bars, right? You write
Yeah.
in the musical bars. And then also in hip hop terms, it means like when there's a dope punchline or like a really cool a line in a verse or something, like you say, oh, damn, that's bars, and another thing that we want to do was raise the bar. That's one thing that me and Doc kept talking about, and it kept coming up all the time in our conversations. Like, we want to raise the bar. We want to raise the bar in the quality of music, in the production, down to the lyrics, down to the everything. We want to raise the bar and the quality and the standard of music in Thailand. So that's the mission for bars.
It's like it's both internal and external.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's basically being able to kind of delve deep into, like, into the talent,
Yep,
and creating them,
yep,
and then making them grow.
Yeah.
And also sharing your personal experience and Da's personal experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I tell them every single artist has a story to tell, and just tell your story, just tell your story. And that's what we tell our artists, just speak about, especially the hip hop artists. I tell them, speak about what you're going through in life, what you've been through, all your struggles. Like, even if you're just a student, in school, kids go through struggles all the time. Speak about what your generation is going through. This is a perfect outlet to speak about what you're going through, and everyone can relate to you, because there's many people like you that can relate to your true struggle, to your feelings, to what you're going through in life.
I think that's really important with the artistry.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
with the artistry, it's like what you were mentioning, how a lot of people are telling other stories, or kind of coming up with a story, but then when you're being true to it, you're being true to the artistry as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we look for in talent, is that's one qualification for our label, is you have to speak your story. You have to tell what's your story, and keep it true to yourself, and your story, and how you want to project yourself. I asked them first thing, what is your goal? What is your mission? What do you want to tell the world? Since you have this platform, what do you want to tell the world? And if the message is authentic, then yes, we will support you.
So going back to when you were growing up, who were your musical inspirations?
Oh man, so I grew up in a mostly Hispanic neighborhood with I grew up a lot of Mexicans as well. They would ride down the street like in their lowriders, playing like lowrider, like oldies. So the first music that I fell in love with was actually oldies, like soul
Really?
music. Yeah. That, because just as a kid, I'll be riding my bike on the street, and then I just see like a lowrider just cruising slow, playing like oldies, like like love songs, like Marvin Gaye, Stylistics, Al Green, and like I just grew up listening to that, and that's the first time I fell in love with music, was that. Because I thought it was the coolest thing ever, seeing the lowriders and just hitting the switches, jumping up and down. I'm like, man, that's so cool. So people don't know that actually, that the first genre of music I fell in love with was actually soul music. So I'm a huge like soul music fan. That's what I listen to it more than hip hop, to be honest.
I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. And then after that, it became hip hop, was because of one artist primarily. It was Tupac. So I believe I was sixth grade. Okay, I was sixth grade, and the first time I heard Tupac, and it was a song called "Hit 'Em Up." And if you guys know it, it's pretty vulgar song. It's pretty intense. He's dissing Biggie. During that time, he had an issue with another rapper named Biggie, and he was just going off. And there were so many swear words in it. And growing up as a kid, I was like, it fascinated me. It captivated me. Like, I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, it felt wrong to listen to it, but I loved it so much, because there was like so many swear words in it. And I was like, wow, this artist is so cool. So it made me delve deeper into this artist. And then I found out he had like so much more music than just curse words. He had a music like he had a song called Dear Mama, which was like a song that he wrote for his mom. And I was like, yo, like that's how I feel about my mom, like that's when I started relating to him as a person, as an artist. And then I listened to him, like I became a huge fanatic. And right when I became like a huge fan of him, he died.
Yeah.
That's when he got shot. It was 1996.
Damn.
He got shot, and I cried. I was like 12 years old, and I cried like for like a week. For like 1 week, I cried. I sat by the radio. Back then it was just the radio, right? So, and I would like record it on the cassette tape, like every single like interview they did, every song, like they would play tributes to him, and I would sit there and cry. And I was like, yo, like I don't even know this person. I never met him, but his music impacted me so much that like I'm sitting here crying. I felt like I lost like a friend, a father figure, a role model, you know? And then that's when like, oh, ever since then I wanted to be like him. So I wanted to be a rapper. So Tupac is my number one inspiration. So from that's 6th grade. Now going to 7th grade, I started I had an English class. And my teacher had a project to okay, everyone has to write a poem. So I wrote a poem, and my teacher called me after class, and he talked to me. He said, "Hey, Dennis, you really have a talent for poetry." I was like, "What? Really?" I said, "Are you sure?" He's like, "This is absolute. This is great. Like, you really have a talent. You should pursue it." So I started pursuing. I started writing more poetry, more poetry, and I started winning like school competitions. And
Really?
then yeah, I started winning school. They published my poems in like newspapers, like for like the in the area. And I'm like, oh damn, like okay, maybe I do have some talent writing poetry, you know. And then sooner or later, I put it into to a beat,
Yeah.
right? And that's how I became a rapper.
So, oh wow.
Yeah, that's how I became a rapper.
Like the how everything bridged from one to
Right,
another, how
right.
like being being inspired by Tupac,
Yep.
and then being, I mean, sort of how it was traumatic when he passed away,
Yeah.
and then that brought you into writing,
Yes.
and then that didn't even bring you to into rap yet.
Not yet. Yeah,
No,
not yet.
that was just an outlet for
Yep.
you.
Yep.
And this is so important because I think this is so important to share, because artistry is not one or another. Sometimes it's a bridge.
Yep. Yep. Process.
It's a process to the
Yep.
next. And going back to what you were sharing about music, it doesn't matter what genre you listen to. What matters is how it affects you.
Yes.
Because like
The
for
impact.
me, it was Cobain.
Mm.
When you were telling me about your own experience with Tupac, that was
Yeah.
my
That's
experience.
like yours, Cobain.
That was mine was Cobain. And it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what genre of music
Yep.
you're into.
Yep.
Music is
It's
universal,
an impact.
and that's how
Yep.
you connect
Yep.
to people.
Yep.
And then
Absolutely.
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what we want to share here with the rest of you guys, is the fact that it's about how you connect to music, how it makes you feel, and how it can make you kind of be a better person too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah.
I got to thank music. I got to thank hip hop for saving me, because I was going down a really wrong path in life. Like in my late teens, early 20s, I was getting involved in the streets a lot, and really music started pushing me away from it, getting me away from it, because I didn't have time to be hanging out doing dumb shit in the streets no more. I was spending more time in the studio, spending more time with the guys to make music. And like everyone loved it so much. I was around a supportive group of guys that really had a passion for hip hop. And I was lucky, because no matter how tired we were, some people had work, had a 9-to-5 job. No matter how tired they were, they would come to the studio, and then we would still meet up, like at 10 p.m. And then we'd do music until like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then all over again. And it was just, we really loved it so much, and we really had a passion for it. So I had to make a decision, like, hey, do you still want to keep doing the stuff in the streets, or do you want to pursue music? Because you really have something here going.
Yeah.
So, and I chose music, and I'm lucky to do that, because I had a lot of friends that couldn't get out of the lifestyle, and they either passed away, did a long time in prison. And I'm just blessed from music, man. It really truly saved my life.
Music is also an extension of community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you grew up having been exposed to different types of culture, because you were saying that you predominantly grew up like in a Mexican neighborhood, but then before you were exposed to your own culture, you had like Korean friends, you had like different types of friends. How has that shaped you in your perspectives of like people and everything?
Oh man, growing up in LA was a blessing, because LA is a cultural melting pot, right? You have like every single nationality there. So I got to experience that early in life, where I got to experience other cultures early on. Like I have a deep understanding of Mexican culture, because I grew up, my close friends were Mexican, and I grew up in their, growing up in their households, their grandma making us food. So, and to this day, I have to have Mexican food, because that's how I grew up, like, I still cook Mexican food, like, because that's how I grew up, and I got to understand their culture. And and see the similarities as well. They're very like Thai people, you know, like they're very family orientated. The music is almost similar to Thai music, you know. It's pretty interesting, you know. And I grew up around a lot of Koreans as well, so I got to understand their culture and how they function and how their traditions are and things like that. I got exposed to their music as well early on. Yeah, which
Oh,
was really
really?
interesting. Yeah, the Korean hip hop, like back in the day, it inspired me greatly. Like a lot of people don't know this, but Korean hip hop, it was really like dope back in the day. Like it totally inspired me because even back then they already knew what they were doing.
What?
Yeah, they were already like way ahead already.
Really?
Yeah, and even now to this day, they're still like, wow, you know, like Koreans. I got to give it up to them.
Yeah.
They got the music on lock, man. They're the production, the rhymes, the melodies, like they got it on lock, man.
That's what people don't realize. I think we were discussing this, like, off camera, how a lot of times you see the end product, but you don't realize before you see the end product how much time
Absolutely.
it took to be where they are. So
Yep.
for you to share the fact that, the Korean, like, for Korean culture and with rap, they were there before.
They were there
Yeah.
before. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's like for me, I've been really big on fashion. So like growing up in, overseas, like I love getting like the Japanese magazines because of the style,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
styling and everything.
yeah.
And they were there before.
They were there.
Yeah,
They got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were there
Yep.
before.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's like, I mean, this is important for what when right now with your own label, when you look for talents, is the fact to really be able to mentor and to give, because it's not just the end product. It's really being able to let them know that there needs to be a growth.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's so pivotal. That's so important, you know, to because I wish I had that growing up, you know, like I didn't really have a lot of like people that would mentor me, especially in the music business, you know. I didn't have a lot of mentors in the music business. I had to learn everything by myself, all the mistakes, you know, everything. I had to learn everything by myself. And you know, I'm glad I did, but I wish I could have had a little bit of somebody to at least guide me a little bit, you know. I mean, 'cause I made a lot of mistakes in the music business, but it helped me learn, it helped me grow, you know, it helped me get to this point now. But that's what we want to do as our label, as Bars Entertainment, is not just, you know, sign an artist, release their music. No, we want to mentor them. We want to help them. We want to guide them. We want to give them the knowledge that we've attained through all these years, and to help them and get them to where they need to be.
So with Bars Entertainment, right now you're focused on the local market.
Yes,
Are you will you be expanding into the regional
of
and
course. Yeah,
in time to come?
yes, in time to
Yeah.
come. A lot of our artists are bilingual. The
Mhm.
artists that we've signed, I have an artist, his name is Ram Kampang right now, and he's bilingual, fluent English, Thai, and we want to push. Once we do Thai stuff, we want to push further than that as
Mm.
well. Because I've been in that situation already where, okay, I toured all over Thailand. I've done, you know, pretty much everything already in Thailand, and after you get to that point, you want to expand. You know, it's
Yeah.
like there's more out there. You
Well,
know,
but
you
the
want to do more.
well,
You know.
it's much smaller now. I mean, it's
Yep.
like you look at Coachella and we had Millie there, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you have like rappers like Rich Brian,
Yeah.
crossing
Yeah.
over. What's your perspective in the future for Thai rappers going?
I think it's just gonna get bigger.
Mm.
That's I was the generation where there was like 5 groups. You can literally name 5 groups, Thai hip hop groups on when I started. Now you can't even count how many hip hop artists, how many groups there
That's
are,
crazy.
because it's such a big genre of music, like the top in the world, you know. It's a really top like music genre in the world now, hip hop. And I'm so blessed to see like how much it's expanded from when I first started to now, right? So it's just been beautiful. Like back then we had to struggle so much. We had like, oh my God, just to make like 1,000 baht, couple thousand baht, we had to ride the tour bus to like Chiang Mai for like 16 hours just to make a couple thousand baht, just so I could pay my electricity bill and survive, and then take the bus back. But now kids are like, you know, 17, 18 years old, buying their parents' houses, you know, like, man, you guys are lucky. Like, it's just a different
So
generation now, you
did
know?
you ever think that rap and hip hop would be in the mainstream like it is now?
Yes, yes,
You did.
yeah.
You've
And
always
and I have to
you foresaw that.
yes, absolutely. I knew that 100%, like, because from groups like from us, Titanium, Southside, just groups like that. We knew that what we wanted to do, like how we wanted to influence the culture, how we wanted to push the culture. And I think with what we did, help bring hip hop to where it is now. It was really because of that. I saw that already. I saw that, and it was during the time where like social media was just developing. Like back then it was just MySpace. There wasn't really like Instagram, there wasn't really TikTok and things like that. It was just like MySpace just started, and like we didn't really have a lot of like social media power back then, like today. And I think that is also detrimental to why it's so big right now, was because the kids are learning so quick now. They have the internet, they have YouTube, they're learning so fast. They have access to that knowledge and to see that and see what's going on instantly.
Yeah.
Back in our generation too, we had magazines. We had to wait every single month, right? We had to like see what's the new thing that's out, and like by the time that came out, it's already old already. Like
well, we had Tower Records.
Yeah.
We had Warehouse.
Warehouse. Sam Goody. Yeah.
I remember being in those shops and just like,
Yep.
just being there the whole
all
entire
day. And then and then by the time like I had to save up so much money just to buy like one cassette tape. Back in the day, I had to save up so much money, and like just to get to the mall, I had to like walk miles just to get to the mall to buy this cassette tape. And then we came from the generation where we actually like open and read like every single line in the booklet,
because
right?
like in the cassette tape, it's like you
fold it out,
and then you would have to read.
Read through. Read the lyrics. I studied that. Like I was a fanatic about that, man. Yeah.
Or if you had like your tape cassette recorder, it's like you record from the radio.
On the radio.
Yep. And you make your own mixtape.
Make your own mixtape. Yep. I always had the cassette tape, the blank ones, ready at all times when I listened to the radio. Yeah. So when my favorite song came on, I ran, pressed record.
This is what we had to go through.
This is what we had to go through.
Yeah. And you guys don't need to go through that now.
Nope.
Yeah, everything's
at a push of a button right now. You can
like
listen to your favorite song and your favorite artist, but man, for us, we had to struggle a little bit, man.
But I think that struggle actually embeds a different type of like experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because you remember the lyrics.
Yeah,
you remember everything.
Yeah.
But I just kind of want to touch on the foundation that you were talking about, how where hip hop and rap, especially for the local market and Thai culture, how the foundation is why it is where it is now. And it's not only the genre of hip hop and rap, it's all genres. Because like, if I'm thinking about like, where we are with like nowadays in Thailand, like with Three Men Down, or like, the Toys and whatnot, the foundation was laid by
for them
by Modern Dogs, by Teapot, it's the same. All these foundations have been laid out, and that's why you fast forward into the new generation, that's why you have these new artists.
Absolutely. I agree. It is through every genre of music, and you have to respect the pioneers that paved the way, and there was artists that paved the way for us as well, besides who I just aforementioned. When I was growing up, there was a lot of like underground, like my cousin would come back to Thailand every single year when I was a kid, and he would bring back CDs or cassette tapes and say, hey, this is the new hip hop group that's popping right now in Thailand, like, and I got to give thanks to those guys as well, man, because they paved the way for hip hop and for me, as well as and it's a blessing, it's come a long way. It's come a really long way.
Music overall has come a long way. Yeah. Wow, we covered everything. We covered everything. Thank you so much for this session. I shall be visiting you again soon. I know where you live now.
Yes. Anytime.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. Bro.
Bye, guys.